Hey guys, in today's video I'm going to be showing you how I achieved this Christmas party rose gold cranberry style look. So if you'd like to see how I achieved it, just keep on watching. So the first product that I'm going to use is this product that I picked up in Aldi. It's called Hyaluronic Face Serum. It is fantastic for this time of year. So I'm just going to put a couple of pumps onto my hands and I'm going to massage it in. Please excuse my tan on my hands. It always goes really dark on my hands. I think it's because I work as a makeup artist and I'm always sanitizing my hands and they go really dry. I'm sure anybody that works with children or like doctors or nurses or anybody that uses a lot of hand sanitizer, I'd say they suffer from the same problem. I'm pretty sure this serum was around €6 in Aldi. It's made in Ireland. It is completely free from animal ingredients, perfumes, parabens and synthetic colours. So perfect for sensitive skin. A lot of people are scared when they hear hyaluronic acid because they hear acid and they go, oh god no, my skin will be way too sensitive for that. But it's absolutely perfectly safe to use on your skin, and in fact it will plump out your skin. So if you've got fine lines, I always get them around here when I'm dehydrated, fine lines or wrinkles or anything like that, the hyaluronic acid actually helps to draw moisture towards your skin and it holds it in the skin tissues temporarily. Like, it's not going to be a long-term thing. But for a night out, fantastic, especially if your skin's dehydrated. And then the last product I'm going to use before I start my eyes is, it's actually a sample from MAC. And it's their yellow primer. So it's literally yellow. Anything that's in a tub like this, I like to just take it out with a spatula and just pop it on the back of my hand. Because sometimes if you go in with your fingers, you can pop bacteria into tubs like this, and sometimes it's not great, especially with skin like mine that is broken out and acne prone. You want to steer clear of anything that's going to give you any extra bacteria or like anything that can make your skin break out. So I'm just always really particular about hygiene, and I'm going to use this brush. It's a 4SS from Inglot and I'm just going to pop that all over. The reason I like a yellow primer is I feel like instead of using a green cream, you know, to kind of take down the redness of my breakouts, I think yellow just suits my skin so much better. It makes it brighter, it just makes it look a little bit healthier. Whereas I always find if I use a green cream, it just gives a really strange grey cast off my skin. So for me personally, I like to go more yellow, but green is what I should be using for those redness to neutralise it. And I'm pretty sure that primer actually has hyaluronic acid in it as well, so it's really good for dehydrated skin. So now that my skin is prepped, I'm going to go into my brows, and the brow product I've been loving recently is by Wet n Wild. It is their Ultimate Brow Kit. Mine's a bit grubby looking. The packaging is pretty flimsy and it's pretty terrible, but for $3.50 what do you expect? You're not going to get fantastic packaging, and I love this product. So I'm going to go into the first shade all over my brow, and then I'll do my tail end with a little bit of the darker one, and then this is actually a wax and I'll use that to make my brows that little bit fluffier. It comes with a brush. Don't rate the brush at all. I don't think it's great, but $3.50 can't go wrong. So I'm going to use my own brush. So the brush that I'm using is the MAC 263. It's a really, really good liner brush. It's just really sharp, really tiny. I don't know why I have these little marks on my hands. I think I was leaning on something, but I don't know what. It was my hairbrush. Now I'm going to use this darker shade just to give my tail ends a little bit more definition, but that's the lighter shade and that has given me so much definition. The pigment is really good. So once I've applied the powder, I always give them a brush shoot with some little disposable spoolies. I buy them off eBay, they're cheap and cheerful and you can just throw them in the bin. And you're just going to get a softer finish. See how that's softened up nicely compared to that one, which is a little bit blocky? So the spoolies are great for softening up your brows. And also great for kind of spreading product through them. And now I'm going to go back into this brow kit. And what I do is with the same spoolie, I run it into the wax and then I bring it through my brows. So it's kind of like a clear brow gel. So what I usually do is go backwards, you get them all sticking out and then fluff them out. Fluff them up, you'll get a really full appearance. And I'm going to neaten up the underneath of my brows with this concealer from Collection. The reason that I use concealer on my eyes instead of an eyeshadow primer is I just feel it works way better for me. I sometimes find eyeshadow primers are a little bit too slippery on the eyes. I feel like my eyes crease. Whereas with that concealer, I think it's like €6 or €7 from Boots. It covers all the veins in my eyes and my eyeshadows just stick perfectly and they do not budge. It's never let me down, so I'm not changing to anything else until it does let me down. So I'm not going to set that down, but the first shade that I'm going to use is Creme Brûlée by Geek. It is this one here. Just on a fluffy brush. This one's really nice as a transition shade. I've just done the transition shade on that eye, but what I actually wanted to do was, I don't know if you've ever seen these, but they come basically together. Now I cut it in half. They're called Shadow Shields and they're from Penneys. So what I do is I cut them in half. They've got an actual line at the back where the sticker separates, so it's like a perfectly straight line. So I just cut along that line. And these are great for giving you like a perfect winged look. So I'm going to pop one half of it here. I'm just going to do the exact same thing on the other eye. So I'm just going to start with my crease with the Creme Brûlée. I'm going to use the same brush, but I'm going to bring that colour slightly lower. Just to get a little bit more definition in the crease. Guys, I can't watch my hands in the viewfinder, they're actually making me feel really stressed out. I hate seeing dodgy tan on other people, but it just always happens to me on my hands. Like every time I do my tan, it just clings to my hands so bad. My husband always likes me for it. So the next shade I'm going to use is called Cranberry by MAC. Mine's a little bit funny looking because it kind of, I find with MAC shadows they get a film on top of them sometimes, like oil from your brush or whatever gets on top. So I've scraped it, so that's why it kind of looks a little bit uneven. And the same brush. And then my last eyeshadow colour I'm going to use is called Aphrodite by Geek. And it's a really nice plummy red. I got it actually when Beauty Bay had their 30% off and I love it, it's so pretty. Same brush again, I haven't changed brush once throughout this look. So I'm keeping that on the very outer corner of the eye and I'm focusing it on the very outer corner and then close to the lash line. So I'm getting loads of product on those shadow shields because I'm focusing it exactly on where that line is, where I'm going to be bringing my winged liner out to. Now the next product I'm going to use is the Stila Glittering Glow Magnificent Metal. I don't know what it's called. It's the liquid eyeshadow. You know the one I'm talking about. The Kitten Karma. And this is gorgeous. It comes with an applicator like this. So all you do is you go directly in. I'm just using my first brush. I'm just marrying those two together at the edges. Just so you get a soft finish. And if you want it a little bit more intense, just bring your brush. So I just added a tiny touch of an inner corner highlight and a little bit of a brow bone highlight. The colour I used was Shimma Shimma by Geek, and I'm just going to add my liner on now. These little guides are brilliant if you're not confident with doing liner because they kind of just map it out for you. So I'm just going to peel them off. I'm going to have to give here a little bit of a wipe. So I've popped on those false lashes. I tend to keep my false lashes kind of towards the outer corner because I like a really winged eye look. And if I keep it to the outer corner, it really lifts the ends of the eye and makes it that winged look. But you can bring yours right into the inner corner if you want. So I'm going to go onto my base. As soon as I have my base done, I'll do underneath my eyes. The foundation I'm using today is the LA Girl HD ProCoverage in the shade Natural. This foundation isn't really suitable for oily skins. It does go quite oily on me, but I just love the foundation. I think it just It's gorgeous on. You'll have to see the finish and you'll know what I mean. So I'm just going to squirt it straight onto this brush. So if you're somebody with drier skin that likes full coverage, this probably is more suitable for you. But I have oily skin and I love it. It just feels really nice on the skin as well. It feels really nice and moisturising and nourishing. But it does go quite shiny on me, but it's never an issue. You know, some foundations can go oily after a while, but you cannot touch them because they can just literally wipe off as soon as you try to put powder on. This one you can actually, like, I could bring this brush out with me, and when I went shiny later on, I could just work it back in and go over it with powder and it would be absolutely perfect. So I really love this one. I think they're around like 12 or 13 euros on Beauty Bay. So I'm going to cream highlight now with the same concealer I used on my lid, the Collection. This is actually in the shade Fair. Next thing I'm going to do is cream contour, so I'm using the LA Girl again. This is a concealer in the shade Fawn. How nice do these products blend together? So I'm now going to use my Mercier translucent powder. It is my favourite setting powder in the whole world. It's expensive, but it's just the best in my opinion. So take some out into the lid. I use quite a lot just because this foundation is quite an oily foundation. Especially if I had a night out, I would need quite a lot of powder pressed in. So I'm going to bronze up my skin. I don't know what colour this bronzer is, but it's from a brand called GloMinerals. I've had it ages. I'm going to use this blush. I'm not sure what the name of this one is either, but again it's from that same GloMinerals brand that I've had a long time. I'm going to use this Wet n Wild highlighter in Precious Petals. As you can see, it's well loved by me. I adore it. And I use the side of the brush, so the side of it like that. That makes sense? And then I can use the tip to soften it. So the liner I'm using is from Charlotte Tilbury. It is called Barbarella Brown. I'm going to bring this in my waterline. I'm loving brown in the waterline lately instead of black. It still kind of looks black, but you get a much softer finish. And what I'm doing is bringing it into the roots of my lower lashes. And then with a small little pencil brush, I'm going to fluff that out. You get such a nice finish with that pencil. So you're doing one solid line and then you're doing a little one blended in lower, and you get a nice even blend that way. So I'm going to use this brush and I'm going to dip into MAC Cranberry directly underneath that brown, and then using my fluffy brush from before, just using whatever's left on it. Marry the two of those together, and then I just need just a clean fluffy brush then, just to make it all nice and neat. You'll get very minimal fallout if you use a pencil instead of using an eyeshadow. And the Charlotte Tilbury ones are really nice and easy to blend on the eyes.